Hey guys, this is an update video for my previous Jayber build guide. I made some fine tuning to the build. I think the current setup I have running right now is probably the best and probably the most you can get out of Jayber's kit. Working around his medical turret is ideally the best build you can make with him. I will probably look into making some builds with the other skills. Right now I have played around with making an attack compulsion build. I do not think it's good. I don't recommend it. There's been quite a few videos posted recently where people make builds around that, but a lot of those builds end up having no defense, no HP, and you have to invest way too much into the skill power to actually get very minimal returns. Whereas this medical turret build, you build for defense, HP, and your gun does all the heavy lifting, and you just sit there and face tank everything. So it's pretty easy to play, and it's probably the current and only build for Jayber, unfortunately, but I will do some testing with the other skill mods as well. Now, going into the current mod setup I have, it's not that much different from my previous build. The only difference here is that we have changed one of the polarities for one of the slots. We changed it, I believe, from a Malachite to a Cerulean, and what this allows us to get Psychological Victory for solo play and Passionate Sponsor for group play. I'm going to quickly show the current mod slot setup. This is ideally what you'd want to run. You could add one more thing here, but it doesn't really, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to be trying to test out some new builds using the other skill mods. So we're still using turret engineering because it feels the best. If you do have the double medical compulsion for double medical turrets, that is also really good, but then you're going to be using the standard gun here, which is kind of clunky and annoying to upkeep, but in turn the double medical turrets pretty much just doubles the value of this build. If you haven't watched the previous video, the way medical turret works is it heals based off your max HP times 2.1%. So we build a lot of HP and defense in this build. It also is affected by heal percent as well as health regeneration modifier, so health recovery modifier. We actually aren't running that in our mods, but you could potentially change out this nimble fingers for health regeneration, the regeneration boost. This would increase the healing amount, but it's pretty much unnecessary with the amount of healing you're already getting. It's way more than enough. You won't die to anything with this build. To go into the next important part of the build now, we have our equipment. Your build is all the DPS is coming from your weapon, so whatever weapon you have the most invested into, whichever gives you the most DPS, that is what you're going to use. I believe the Enduring Legacy, which I already have a reactor for, is going to be the best weapon for Jayber. I've been farming it, I'm very close. I might do a showcase video of it once I get it. But yeah, any weapon works, use whatever you have invested in. For reactors, this is pretty important. You want HP heal modifier 100%. You want that on your reactor. That's non-negotiable. You want skill cooldown or skill duration up. Those are comfort mods, but they help quite a bit in regards to keeping your turrets up and spamming your V. In terms of components, you have auxiliary power component. This is pretty much a perfectly rolled one. You have max HP fire res for your sensor. This is also perfectly rolled, and I'll tell you why. MP recovery in combat is very important. I think it is bugged right now, but if it gets fixed, it's going to make this build feel amazing. Mana can be slightly, it can feel bad at times, but overall I haven't had too much of an issue. And HP recovery modifier on this increases your healing amount quite a bit. And then for our last two components, for memory and processors, we're going to be running the bravery set, the two-piece set. You want defense, and your electric resist. I wish I had a gold electric resist here. And then for the processor, you'd want gold versions of these stats as well. You want max shield, and toxin resistance. This two-piece set gives you HP recovery, which actually directly affects your heal amount as well. And the max shield is always nice. Also, another thing regarding your max shield, if you want more healing, which I'll showcase the healing in a second here, you can actually change your psychological victory to overwhelming HP. It puts your HP to 1, but you get extra HP from your max shield, and since we do have the max shield from this processor plus the 2-set effect, it actually does increase it slightly, but it's not too significant where I would prioritize it in solo play. Psychological Victory is just a better option in solo play. So in terms of how much you actually heal, here's a showcase. Put the turret down and we walk in. As you can see, we're healing about 1060 per tick, which is actually pretty insane. There's not many mechanics that you'll die to. You can pretty much every boss fight, put down your turret, sit in it, and just face tank and shoot the boss. Your primary loop during a boss fight, your kind of skill loop, is you get your healing turret down, you get your assault turret down, and you pretty much just spam your V and just shoot the boss. Whenever your V comes off cooldown, you press it again, increase the duration, and just keep sitting in your healing turret. If your attack turret dies, that's not really that much of an issue. The only usefulness of the attack turret is to get the turret sync bonus, which increases your firearm attack. That's pretty much the entirety of the build, and the rest of the video is probably just going to be showcasing every hard mode boss and just face tanking a lot of mechanics. I'm not actually going to showcase the full kill because the kills are pretty slow, just because my gun isn't really upgraded. I'm going to have all the mods and where to get them in the description, as well as the components and the reactor stats that you would want to look for. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.